All right. Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Starseed Kitchen Podcast. I'm Chef Whitney Aronoff, and today I have the pleasure of having Dr. Allex Walters on with us. Dr. Allex Walters is a chiropractic and sports medicine practitioner in Southern California at the Pacifica Wellness Center, a functional medicine, physical medicine, nutrition, and training facility. She was a competitive athlete who was consistently treated by chiropractors, physical therapists, and Dr. Tim Ramirez, founder of Pacifica Wellness. Her love for sports medicine, the human body, and movement only grew from there. Dr. Allex graduated from Northern Arizona University with a bachelor's in exercise science. She received her Doctorate of Chiropractic with an emphasis in sports medicine from Southern California University of Health Sciences. Dr. Allex is very knowledgeable in recovery, biomechanics of the human body, functional fitness, rehabilitation, nutrition, and physical therapy modalities. Clients come to her for sports chiropractic, posture correction, functional movement, nutrition, cupping, scraping, and an overall shift to better well-being. Welcome, Allex.
What an intro. My goodness, I need to save that. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, it's so impressive, just all the things that you help and support people with. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do as a chiropractor at Pacifica Wellness?
Yeah, absolutely. So to give a little background about myself, I, grew up as an athlete. I was a gymnast. I did cheer. I did, volleyball, surfing, wakeboarding, all the above. So I was an athlete my entire life. And as being an athlete comes with, kind of destroying your body a little bit and being rough and tough on it at a young age. So I definitely had my fair share of physical therapy and recovery that I had to go through. But, it's all meant to be, and the universe works in mysterious ways. And it led me down my path and my purpose of, doing what I do today. And now being in the sports, chiropractic, physical therapy space, I found my total purpose and passion in life. And it is just so fun what I get to do, the people I get to work with, how I get to help people succeed and feel better and live an all around life filled with wellness. So I'm very, very blessed to be doing what I'm doing. And, that's how I got to meet you, which is so cool. But yeah, so like you said, I got my undergrad at Northern Arizona. And then I went straight and got my doctorate at Southern California University of Health Sciences. And then right when I finished, I did a bunch of different, rotations. I worked at UCI for a while. I got to help one of the doctors with the Chargers, which was really cool. And then now I have my own practice at Pacifica Wellness, and I get to work in the wellness space. We do so much at our office that I'm sure we'll dive into all the fun details. And wellness is just such a growing practice now, and it's so important. And we were just talking about how preventative medicine is the total wave of the future, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. Take care of your wellness, take care of you, because that's all you can control. You can't control all this other stuff going on. So really honing into preventative medicine and, just taking care of all the things that you have control of in order to have a better, healthier, long, amazing life. So I'm very passionate about it, as you can tell, and I'm excited to share my knowledge with you guys and kind of dive into it deeper about everything that we can do and what there is out there.
Well, and that's why I love, working with you and working out with you, because you are so passionate about it and you are a natural cheerleader. And so you really help uplift whenever I'm working with you. So you always see a positive outcome and really help people believe that they can reach the physical and mental goals that they want to reach.
Totally.
So tell me a little bit more about what it's like to work with you on a day-to-day basis, because you offer so much. So
yeah,
you are a sports chiropractor, you're a trainer, you're a functional movement practitioner. What does it look like when somebody decides to start working with you?
Yeah, so we utilize so many different things in our office. Obviously, functional medicine is one of the biggest things that we really focus in on. I believe that the body responds really well to movement, right? We're designed to move. We're not designed to sit around all day. even though our world is kind of forcing us to now, you know, so many people online, working remote, you know, we're not moving our body in the way that we were designed to. So I believe that functional medicine and functional fitness is such a huge part of what we do. So, you know, in the first place, any kind of repetitive motion or movement that you're doing over and over and over again is going to put stress on the body. So we have to, you know, look at everyone individually. What are they doing on a day-to-day basis? Are they a desk worker? Are they a chef? Are they, you know, lifting heavy boxes? Are they, you know, twisting and turning? Are they an athlete? Are they a professional golfer? Depending on what's going on, what's their repetitive movement. So we focus on that, what you do on a daily basis. And then we kind of create a plan around that and design specifically what needs to happen. If there's any injuries going on, we'll obviously focus on that. The injury, you know, we deal with low back, neck pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pain, anything, you know, that's going on. And then we do a lot of functional movements and strengthening based upon what's going on with that person. So building the muscles that are turning off or weaker for others and loosening what is tight and contracted. You know, a lot of times it's hips. And then after those specific exercises that we do and lots of movement and lots of sweating and lots of working out and building stamina and cardio and getting a really good foundation for your body, we always follow up with therapy. So we have a ton of different, you know, therapeutic modalities at our office that we do following the workout portion and the strengthening portion. So we always believe in, you know, you got to stretch after. We do a lot of different stretching, mobility. We do different, you know, e-stimulation. We do compression. We have so many different things that we follow up based upon what you need. And it is really cool. It's very individualized. I feel like some offices, you know, everyone has their thing that they do, but everyone that comes in to our office has a different goal and a different game plan. And it's really cool to cater that towards each specific person and strengthen and give them the foundation that they need to succeed at their life. And then it translates into everything. So we do a lot of movement. We do a lot of, you know, strengthening. We do a lot of physical therapy type movements. And then we always follow it up with therapy. And then we utilize chiropractic adjusting as well. So it really is a wellness center. You're not just getting, you know, just the movement or just an adjustment. You're really getting everything because you have to look at the person as a whole and utilize all the tools in your toolkit in order to get like the best results possible. So that's what we do at our office. I know that's kind of a lot, but yeah, just a little overview of how it works and what you get to do every time you come in.
What I love about getting to come and see you in my sessions with you is, for me, now everyone's different, but for me, it's like a great workout. And then there's dessert after, and the dessert is the different machines that you put me on to, as I start to kind of calm down.
Totally.
And then the chiropractic adjustments. It's just, you know, it's so great when you can work out knowing that there's something at the end that's really going to make you feel good afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. People are totally working for the therapy part, but it's all, you have to do it all. And I mean, I am very passionate about chiropractic and adjusting, but if we just adjust and, you know, don't find the root cause of what's going on, you know, that pain might not go away as fast as it could, or it'll go away and then come back. So a big part of it is, you know, finding, okay, why are you getting this pain in the first place? And let's really go to the root cause and fix and strengthen so it doesn't keep happening again and again or get worse or, you know, more damage happens. So it's cool. It's you get the best of both worlds. You really get a little butt kicking, and then you get followed up with therapy and all the good stuff.
So just for people who are listening, I just started seeing Dr. Allex, and the reason I started to go to her was because I wanted to support and adjust the movements that I make every day. So because I'm a chef, I'm leaning over and forward every single day. And I've been doing that for 7 years. Yep. And it's something I thought about many years ago when I first started working as a chef, that I needed to make sure that I brought movement into my life that was going to keep pulling me back. But I just couldn't find anyone to go to that could help me do that. And luckily, a client shared you with me, and it was just the perfect timing because it was really top of mind of me again, that I needed to find someone that could help me reverse the movements I was making every day. So down the road, I wasn't going to end up hunched over.
And a shrimp like everyone. I know.
Yeah. And it's so unnecessary, and it's not a natural body shape. And I truly believe there's a way to reverse anything and everything.
Absolutely.
So is that what you consider functional movement?
Yeah. So functional movement, to get, functional movement, basically the definition is, real life situational biomechanic movements, right? So meaning we're building strength around movements that you do on a day-to-day, right? Any activity of daily living. So for you, like you said, you're forward in this forward position. A lot of people can relate to this because desk work is forward, driving cars are forward, any like tattoo artists are forward, makeup artists are forward. So anything that is in this forward position, we need to build strength to oppose that, right? So it's not going to happen overnight because you've been doing this for years and years and years and years, right? But the more and more that we build strength in the little intrinsic posture muscles that pull those shoulders back, get the head in the right position, and play a part in your posture, it translates into, daily life. So functional movement is more about creating strength functionally. We're not just trying to get big biceps and, we're not focused on the bodybuilding muscles. We're focusing on all those tiny little muscles that people forget about and that they turn off. And our big muscles take over and our necks get tight and we get all this tension and we get headaches and we get migraines and all these different things, where if we focus on the tiny little muscles that really help pull and tweak our posture into the correct position, when you go to, cook for others and give and do all these things for others, you're doing it in a way where you're not hurting yourself and you're more aware of your posture and your little tiny muscles are turning on. So then when you're chopping, your shoulders are a little bit farther back. And when you're, carrying groceries, we're not hunching over and you're not injuring yourself. It's all about preventative. And obviously people still do come in when they're injured, but my favorite are cases where people are like, I just want to make sure that I'm staying healthy and good and strong and, kind of reversing what I'm doing on a day-to-day. So yeah. Totally.
And I think this is going to rub off in different ways for me emotionally and mentally as well. I think when my physical body becomes more balanced again, that I mentally will become more balanced again. And so will I emotionally. So,
absolutely. Mind, body, spirit. It's all about that. You can't just address one without the other. It really is. And I think that's what's so special about our office is it is a total mind, body, spirit experience. Not only are you doing something that's strengthening, making yourself feel better, but also mentally and then spiritually. All three of those go hand in hand and you can't have one without the other. And when you start taking care of your wellness and doing things for yourself, you're better in your relationships, you're better at work, you're better with your mood, you're better with your hormones, which leads to weight loss and feeling, more balanced internally. So it really is all important.
And you guys are also a community space. So even though I'm there and you're guiding me with my workouts and what I'm doing is completely customized to me, I get to see other people that are working on themselves and connect with other people and just see different people along their journey. So it's really nice.
Yeah, no, it is such a community. Sorry, my iPad fell. I think the biggest part about it too, that is so special, is the community. Because when you surround yourself with like-minded people that are working towards the same goals, want to get better, want to be there, are motivated, to have better lifestyle changes, it really rubs off on, you and energy in the space. It's so contagious. So I think our community that we have at our office is such a special place. Everyone wants to be there. Everyone is there working towards the same goals, has the same, mindset to really just live a happier, healthier life. And so to have that, community and tribe and be surrounded by it. I mean, people will come in the office and just hang out all day because they want to be there and you're surrounded by people with the same mindset. So it's truly special. And it's cool that we get to create that, safe space for people.
Yeah. It's a very happy energy there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
agreed.
So we have gone through a very interesting time, the past few years where most of us haven't had access to places where we could work out beyond just outside our front door in our neighborhoods in the nature that maybe we have access to. So a lot of people haven't been able to go to gyms or yoga studios or whatever outlet they were using to stay physically fit, let alone, the interactions with people to stay mentally fit. Do you see a trend in what people are coming to you for right now?
it changes, honestly. I would say some people come, for injuries. I would say there are more, repetitive movement injuries because people have been locked inside for a long time. But I don't know, I have everything. We see people would come to me for injuries. People come to me for all around wellness. People come to me for weight loss and, stamina and increasing athleticism. It's a very wide variety. But I would say that due to the circumstances of people, not having their normal routines and things getting changed, that people are really, finding and appreciating wellness more than ever. Mm-hmm. And I think that our office, it's kind of not been a blessing, this COVID situation, but really it hasn't affected us. If anything, it has helped people realize how important the wellness space is and how taking care of yourself and exercising and eating the right foods and having the right mindset and, really focusing on you helps get rid of that noise and helps, create a strong foundation for you. So then if you do get sick or other things are going on, you can, really battle that correctly. It all pieces of the puzzle, you can't just, like you said, eat healthy food, but then never move your body. You can't just move your body and eat crappy food. You have to do all of it. And I think that with everything going on in the world, people are starting to realize how important nutrition, health, movement, sleep, lifestyle, true healthy lifestyle is, and that's going to help us get through all this and, hopefully keep people healthy.
Would you mind sharing maybe the biggest transformation that you've had with a client? Yeah.
So I have a very cool story with a couple people, but one that comes to mind is I have a stroke patient that I've been working with. He had a stroke about now 4 months ago, completely out of the blue, but following the stroke, all of the left side of the body stopped working. So leg, arm, facial, a little bit of vision impairment. And it has been definitely one of the tougher patients I've had just because it's a slower process, the recovery on that, but it's amazing to see the transformations. We now, the first one, a big one was getting from the sit to stand position. And then now, we were working on walking with a walker and now we're walking with a cane. And the other day he was lifting weights in the office and, just a total transformation because you have to relearn how to walk. You have to relearn how to tie your shoes, how to do the day-to-day simple things that we just kind of forget about and we do so automatic. So I would definitely say that has been one of the tougher rehabilitations I've dealt with, but also one of the most rewarding just to see the total transformation and of relearning how to do everything. And it's humbling, we take so much for granted what we are capable of doing. And sometimes we are like, oh, I don't really want to work out today. It's like, and switching that mindset of, I don't want to, that I get to, because not everyone gets to, and everyone has their own battles. So it has been a very rewarding process working with him and he's doing absolutely incredible. But I would definitely say stroke rehabilitation is a tough one.
Was he a client of yours before?
No.
Okay.
No. So I knew his wife very well, but he wasn't. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, he's really
crazy.
lucky that he had someone in his life that could refer him to the right place to
totally
help regenerate him.
Total blessing. I know. Yes. So it's been good. He's doing great. So all good now.
So can you tell me more about some of the fun machines that people get to experience? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. I had a call. Sorry.
No worries. Can you tell me about some of the fun machines that you guys have at your office that kind of take physical therapy and working out with you guys to the next level?
Totally. Yeah. So talking about the dessert, the therapy part that you love.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have tons of different things. We have Normatec compression. So we have compression. They look like almost like space boots. We have compression pants. We have shortwave diathermy. We have interferential current, which I normally do with you on the table at the end with some music. And we have moist heat and ice. We have red light, we have infrared sauna, we have cupping, we have scraping. We have so many different fun things. So I'll talk about a couple of them and what they do and how, you know, they really benefit the human body and speed up the natural healing process. So compression, the compression pants, they're, you know, kind of big in the sports recovery space right now. So compression is huge in training, especially in athletes. It is basically compression pants that go on your legs and they squeeze, you know, from the outside all the way back up towards your heart. So think of like a blood pressure cuff that's squeezing, right? So if you have the pants on, it's squeezing your feet and it's sending that blood back up to your heart to be filtered through your heart and your kidneys to really, you know, help the healing process of what's going on. It helps with lactic acid drainage. It helps with lymphatic drainage, right? So your lymph, everything is going back up towards this area, right? And I feel like the lymphatic drainage is a huge thing that's talked about now in this space. Yeah. Just helps with healing, inflammation, you know, general circulation within the body. So the compression is an awesome tool that we use. We also use shortwave diathermy. So it's this machine that has these big, you know, square blocks on them, and we'll put them on hips or backs or wherever the injury is. And basically diathermy is high frequency electromagnetic energy that gets sent into the muscles and into the tissues deep and creates a deep heat. It almost feels like a heater on you, but it's really not. It's energy going into your body that is moving cells around and creating this heat. So it's great for joint and tissue healing, great for any kind of conditions that are pain related or have inflammation. So we utilize that a lot. We utilize interferential current or e-stimulation. Some people know it as, the most generic one is a TENS machine, right? You can buy it on Amazon, inexpensive. What we use is completely different. It's a form of electrostimulation called interferential current. And basically we'll place little pads on your body, and those are the conductors to send in the electrical current into the tissue or the damaged tissue, or if we just place them on a tight muscle, or strategically in a way to help increase circulation. So that goes deep into the tissues. It helps with blood flow and circulation. It helps with muscle spasm. It helps get rid of inflammation. It almost feels like the muscles are twitching, contracting to kind of help it release. And once you get off, you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know I could feel so good. So yeah, we use, those are some of my favorite ones. I really like cupping. Cupping is probably one of my favorite modalities that I'm using right now. Mm-hmm. Cupping has been around for ever, right? So when you think about ancient Egyptian and Chinese medicine, they were using cupping, you know, and the fact that it's still around today is a true testament to how well it works, right? So cupping is awesome. It creates those nice circles on your body wherever we place them, and drives in a lot of blood flow. It works on stagnation, helps, you know, recirculate blood if blood is pooling, or helps drive new blood into an area that needs blood. Because blood is what carries oxygen and nutrients throughout your body, right? Mm-hmm. So if an area is injured, you need more nutrients and hormones and healing and oxygen to the area, so your body naturally can speed up that healing process. So I love cupping. Yeah, so those are some of my fun things that we do. We have tons of different things that we utilize, but if you use them in the correct way, and you know, it really can help get an injury healed in half the amount of time. And just all around general wellness. I mean, increasing blood flow, continuing with good lymphatic drainage and circulation in your body so that you don't get injured in the first place is huge as well, you know.
What's the machine that you used on me where you just rubbed it along my shoulder?
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
Yeah. So ultrasound is great too. Ultrasound is kind of similar to diathermy, where it sends electromagnetic, you know, signals down into the muscles. And ultrasound we use a lot for muscle spasm and tightening. So for you, because you're in that forward position and using your arms all the time, you have tighter upper traps and necks. So we go in with the ultrasound. People sometimes think ultrasound is what they're, you know, you're looking at a baby with, which you do, but that's diagnostic ultrasound. So it's different. We're using therapeutic ultrasound. It's completely different frequency and wavelength going down into the tissues. to help loosen and relieve the tissues, and generate, decrease inflammation and generate healing. So we use that a lot as well. I love ultrasound. Ultrasound feels great.
I really like that too. That was a nice introduction to it.
Totally.
And what is scraping?
Yeah. So scraping is, people get nervous about scraping. So I'm glad you asked this. It sounds scary and it sounds like it hurts, but it really does not. You're not, it's not a sharp edge. It's basically, if you know what a Gua Sha tool is.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's different sizes and shapes of scraping tools. Another word for scraping is Graston. Graston is just the name of a tool. So, those two are basically the same thing. And you use this Gua Sha type tool with some lotion on muscle adhesions. So tight muscles or muscles that, think about a rope and it's all tied in a knot, and you go in and you scrape on the muscle. And basically you can kind of help relieve those adhesions and all those twists and bundles and knots, then to kind of help re-straighten them and loosen up the tissue underneath the skin. So underneath your skin, you have fascia, which is like, think of like a big mesh network covering your whole body. And then under that fascia, you have all your different muscle layers, and you have nerves, arteries, veins, you have lots going on. Or like when you peel apart a chicken and you take the skin off, that like it's kind of stuck, that's fascia. Yes. Okay. So we all have it, animals have it. And so when you take that scraper tool and you just kind of scrape in the direction of the muscle, you go origin to insertion of the muscle, and it helps get that slide and glide of skin, fascia, muscle. So it's not just moving as one unit and stuck. We're meant to slide and glide and move. So that helps get rid of adhesions and overall, decrease tension and gets better flow in that area.
Interesting. I've seen Gua Sha items that are larger, that are for larger body parts.
Yeah.
That you can use in the shower or after, so you can start to release different areas of tension on your shoulders or your legs.
Yep. Yeah. They have one for the leg that's like a long bar, and you can like use it on on your leg. That one, it kind of hurts a little bit. That one's a little rough, but you can control how hard you do it. Right. So yeah, it's cool. They have a ton of different size and shapes. They have one for the toes. They have one for the feet. They have one for the legs. They have tons.
The feet would be amazing.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
As long as you don't have ticklish feet, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that you have ticklish feet because you have lymph stuck there. And as soon as you move the lymph over time, you'll stop being ticklish there.
Or adhesions too. When things are stuck together, you're more ticklish there. Yeah.
Interesting. So I've been getting lymphatic drainage massages for 3.5 years. I go every other week, super consistent for 3.5 years. And when I first started, he could barely touch my inner thighs because it was so ticklish. And now I don't respond at all.
Yep. And that's interesting too, because you have so many lymph nodes in your inner thigh that drain right there, and then go back, and then they meet centrally near your aorta and then go back up. Right. So you have a lot of lymph nodes in that area. So that's funny that out of everywhere that stood out, because that's where, you have a big lymph network right there.
Yeah. It's like the old trick that you learn when you're a kid. You walk up to someone right above their knee and you kind of squeeze it there, and they're usually super ticklish and they squirm. But I found it so interesting that I've worked so hard on fleshing my lymph system. And I'm not sure if that would happen if someone walked up to me.
I'll have to try it out next time I randomly see you.
I know, but I least expect it.
See how much really works.
Yep. Totally. Well, is there anything that you're learning about in the health and wellness space or the physical therapy space that you're really into or want to explore more?
I love that question. Yes. I mean, as a practitioner and, in this space, you always have to be learning and adapting. Mm-hmm. The recovery space and wellness space is huge right now. So it's, there's constantly new things coming out. We just got an infrared sauna. I really like that. Specifically for autoimmune conditions, people respond really well with infrared sauna. I learn a lot, through different practitioners that I work closely with. Tim and I are always, changing and getting ideas off each other and learning together. It's crazy, but social media is huge because I am now in line with so many different people online that I wouldn't have, met or known. And we kind of learn from each other that way. Also podcasts are great, just like what we're doing. I follow two of my favorite, wellness podcasts have you heard of The Broken Brain or Doctors?
I have.
Yeah.
I think I've
Dr.
listened to
Mark
episodes before.
Yeah. So, it's great. You can really learn a lot about and stay up to, current what is going on through podcasts and Instagram and online. But personally, we always are getting new tools in our office and new fun toys. But our newest one is infrared sauna, and we're really liking that, and people are really responding well to it. So I would say that is one of our cool new toys that I'm really liking.
Yeah, when I've done that consistently, like a minimum of 3 days a week, that's when I've noticed the biggest changes. So that's something I need to come back into.
Huge. Consistency is huge with everything, just like with work and business and anything you're going to do, or eating healthy and losing weight. You have to stay consistent with everything you're doing in order to really feel the results. And when you start feeling good, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could feel so good. And, then it just is, once you start feeling good, it's a chain reaction. And then it turns into a lifestyle change instead of a fad diet, So it's cool.
You just have to find the tipping point with each modality. And I found with infrared sauna, it was 3 days a week versus other things that I do. It can be once a week, or, like
once
moving your physical body, it has to be 7 days a week. Like that one you can't fight.
Yep, exactly. Eating good and moving your body. Those are probably 7 days a week.
Do you believe in rest days?
I do. I am big in the recovery space. I think it's so important, especially with all the HIIT workouts becoming so popular, and, the intense music and cortisol levels. And, I think women are having a tough time with hormones nowadays. Rest days are hugely important. They're just as important. Whether that means you're going out for a walk, whatever it is, I think it's very important. I'm not saying you need to go lay on the couch all day long, but utilizing therapy, doing some Normatec compression when your legs are sore. And, I think that rest days and therapy days are just as important as the workout days. You don't want to put your body in overdrive, and then, you'll start counteracting all the good that you're doing when you start raising those cortisol hormones and stress hormones, and create, havoc in your body. Rest days are very, very, very important.
So right now my rest day is usually a beach walk for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. I don't take a phone with me or a clock. I just walk until I feel done. And then I'm going to start adding the infrared sauna in as well on the rest day. Is that enough?
Yeah, totally. That's absolutely perfect. Yeah. And with all the different therapies that we're doing too with you, that we're incorporating, all of that is great. I think for rest days, a nice walk outside, not on a treadmill, not looking at a phone, just really being outside with nature. Maybe take your shoes off and walk in the sand and get your feet wet. We're so lucky and blessed to live where we live. We need to do more outside workouts and, go to the beach and use all the space that we have. So that's absolutely perfect. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. And that's why I started doing it every Sunday. I do a beach walk, because I realized I was living here in Southern California and I wasn't getting to the beach very often at all. I was just so focused on work. And then on my days off, I'd be so tired. I just wouldn't want to get in my car and drive anywhere, because I just drove everywhere all week long. So I forced the beach walk at first, because I knew I needed to get there in order to take advantage of where I was living. And now it's just, it brings me so much joy. It's so great to be able to get out there barefoot. And once
you prioritize something like that, make it a priority. You are a priority. You should be your first priority. Take that. And, once you stick with it and you realize how much better you feel after you do that, I'm sure you never leave a beach walk bummed that you did it. You're probably happy every single time, and getting natural vitamin D and getting out in the sunshine and moving your body and, clearing your head. It's the best thing you can do for yourself right there. So prioritizing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if to anyone who's listening, don't take your cell phone with you. Like, nothing's going to happen to you. You're at the beach during the day. Like, you're safe. Just leave it in the car, like free your body of EMFs for a moment. You'll feel so much better afterwards. No one needs to see a photo of where you took a beach walk. It's okay.
Do it for you. No one else.
Yeah, just leave it in the car and get outside for a little bit. I always do that with hikes too. It's just, on trails where, I'm not going to be the only human. You're fine.
Yep. Southern California, down in Laguna Beach, you're totally safe to go on a walk and get out there and leave your phone.
Yeah.
I love such a good point, because half the time when we are on walks, we're making phone calls, or we're, responding to someone, or we're listening to something. It's like, just to get out in nature and, disconnect for a second is so important. And then you really will get in tune with your body and clear your head and your mind and feel so much better. Yeah. So much more than you would going on that walk and, being on your phone the entire time.
Yeah. And if anyone out there is like going on a walk, but they're taking their phone because they're struggling with all the quiet time with their head, or they aren't feeling like they're being productive, one thing that you can do is you can take a mala with you. And so you can practice some sort of mantra or just some sort of word that you feel like you mentally or your physical body needs to hear over and over and over again to make a positive shift. And you can just walk with that mala and move around the bead. So you say a certain word or a mantra 108 times, and that'll kind of help calm you down and get into a comfortable space while you are on your walk. And then ultimately you might not even need it anymore, and you'll just enjoy the quiet time or the freedom to let your mind wander.
Absolutely. I know we need that. We need more quiet time with ourselves. We get scared of it, but it's so important. Yeah. That's how you really, really get down to the true root of who you are and calm your head and get all that talk out. It's important.
Yeah. And obviously that's often a root of people's issues with food, whether they overeat or they undereat or they're reaching towards sugar, is they don't want to quiet the mind. And if you're constantly doing something, then you don't have to listen.
Yep. Always.
So it's very interesting how we work and how we deflect.
Oh yeah. We are very interesting people.
Well, where can our listeners go to learn more about you, Dr. Allex?
Well, you can find I try to use Instagram quite a bit. So you can find my work. Instagram is Dr. Wellness with 2 R's. So it's DOCTORR and then wellness, WELLNESS. On Instagram, you can feel free to reach out to me that way. Our website is pacificawellness.com. But I'm much more active on Instagram that way. I try to post some stories so you can see what our office looks like. On there, I have a couple different movement patterns or stretches that you can follow along, and videos. And yeah, so that's a great way to reach out to me. The website has my number on there if you ever need to reach out that way. And then my email is dralexwalters@gmail.com. If anyone wants to shoot me an email, I have 2 L's in my name. So it's DRALLEXWALTERS@gmail.com. So yeah.
Perfect. I'll put your contact information in the show notes. So
awesome. Totally perfect.
I'll find you there too. And yeah. I always love to ask if there is something that you can leave our listeners with that could maybe improve their well-being. If they were just to consider, one thing to bring into their life weekly or monthly, do you have any suggestions on what that could be?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I have 10 million of them, but talking about, putting your phone away, and that, I think a morning routine is hugely important. So it doesn't have to be this whole fancy thing, but I'm very into morning routines, and I think it sets the tone for the day. So what I would do is wake up, don't go straight to your phone, don't go straight to the apps, wake up, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to slowly wake up. And I'm a big into journaling. I love journaling. So writing down 3 things you're thankful for, give a little bit of gratitude, and then anything that's on your mind, write it out. It doesn't need to be a whole journal entry, just whatever's on your mind, jot it down. And once it leaves your mind and goes onto your paper, it helps so much. And you will start your day so much calmer. And then you'll be able to conquer all the little daily challenges that you need to. So I think morning routines are huge to incorporate. Wake up, don't check your phone, and just journal. Try it for a week, and I promise you will feel so much calmer. So that is a little wellness tip that I think is overlooked. Is journaling. So I would leave that with the listeners to give it a shot, give it a week, and I promise you won't regret it.
I love that. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for your time and all your wisdom and information. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you came on.
I know. I love this. I love this. And I love that I get to share, and, you know, hopefully people can hone into their wellness more and explore this space and, you know, preventative medicine. And if anyone ever wants to come into my office, don't be shy. Feel free to reach out, and you can hang out with Whitney and I.
Yeah. And the best investment is you and your physical body. And the more you do now, the cheaper it's going to be down the line. So
100% right there. Yep. And wellness is a lot cheaper than sickness. I will tell you that.
Yeah. And invest now. You're totally worth it. And if you don't realize the yet, start investing and it'll come to you.
Absolutely. I love it.
Well, thank you for your time, and I will see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Whitney.
Bye.
Bye.